Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Helper. Today, we are peeling back the layers on a topic that's often hidden in plain sight: the mental health struggles faced in high pressure work environments. The environments where the stakes are high, the demands are relentless, and the pressure to perform never seems to let up. From healthcare workers on the front lines to executives in boardrooms to tech professionals navigating tight deadlines, this episode is for you. We often associate stress with productivity, almost like it's a badge of honor. But what happens when that stress starts to erode the very foundation of our mental health? When the pressure to achieve becomes so heavy we can barely catch our breath? Let's dive into these silent struggles and how we can take steps toward balance, resilience, and mental well being without sacrificing our ambitions. First, let's talk about why high pressure environments are so uniquely taxing. It's not just the long hours or the tight deadlines, though they play a role. It's the culture, a culture of overwork, perfectionism, and often isolation. There's an unspoken rule in many of these fields. If you are not pushing yourself to the brink, are you really doing enough? And for many, that drive to do more, be more, and produce more becomes an addiction. But here's the thing: over time, this cycle can have devastating effects on our mental health. A 2019 study by the World Health Organization found that burnout, characterized by feelings of exhaustion, mental distance from your job, and reduced professional efficacy, is now recognized as an official occupational phenomenon. Burnout isn't just about feeling of being tired. It's a systemic issue. It seeps into every aspect of life, affecting relationships, sleep, and our overall sense of well being. And the ripple effect is real. Think about it. When you're operating in an environment where you're constantly on edge, it becomes easy to ignore the warning signs: anxiety, sleepless nights, irritability, and eventually burnout. But it does not stop there. We push through the pain, telling ourselves we can handle it. But this isn't about mental toughness, it's about long term sustainability. So, how do we recognize the signs that we are reaching our limit? The answer might surprise you. For many people, the signs aren't loud and obvious, they're subtle. Little things like feeling emotionally detached from your work or feeling like your accomplishments never measure up. Maybe you have stopped taking breaks because you feel guilty, or you're waking up in the middle of the night replaying scenarios in your head. These are your body and mind's way of saying, slow down, slow down. But here's the hard truth: high pressure environments are unlikely to change. We know that, you know that the environment is highly unlikely to change. We can't wait for the system to fix itself, right? So it's up to us to develop tools and strategies to protect our mental well being within these frameworks. So here's a three-step approach that's both practical and evidence-based. Number one, boundaries are not the enemy. This may sound like a luxury, but boundaries are essential for mental health. It starts with understanding that your value as a person is not tied to your productivity. Repeat that to yourself. Your value as a person is not tied to your productivity. Boundaries mean saying no, not because you're not capable, but because you are human. There's only so much energy to go around. Prioritize tasks that align with your long-term goals and recognize when you're taking on too much. You're not failing anyone by setting limits. You are protecting your longevity. Number two, micro breaks for micro recovery. The intensity of high pressure work often makes it feel like there's no time for a break. I'm guilty of skipping lunch so many times. But taking even 5-minute pauses throughout your day can reset your brain. Even studies show that these micro breaks, whether it's a quick walk, stretching, or even stepping outside for fresh air reduce mental fatigue and improve overall performance. Think of them as pit stops in a race, necessary to keep your engine running. Number three, community matters. High pressure environments often lead to isolation. We silo ourselves, believing that we have to face the challenges alone. But research has shown that having a supportive community, even if it's just a few trusted colleagues or friends, drastically improves mental resilience. Whether it's sharing your struggles or seeking advice, human connection provides relief in ways that self isolation never ever can. Helper.ai's peer mentorship program offers just that, a space to connect, share, and build support with others who understand your journey. It's worth noting that we often take pride in our stress, don't we? We glamorize our overwork, and in high pressure environments, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing who's suffering more. But this isn't a competition. It's about self preservation. It's about acknowledging that your mental health is worth more than meeting every deadline or hitting every target. Here's something that really resonated with me from an article published in the Harvard Business Review. Leaders who demonstrate vulnerability and model self care create a culture that allows others to do the same. It's not about weakness, it's about showing that mental wellness is integral to sustainable success. It's a strength. For those listening who might be at their breaking point, feeling like they have no choice but to push through, I want you to pause for a second. I want you to ask yourself, at what cost? At what cost? You can be great at your job and still prioritize your well being. In fact, you'll find that by protecting your mental health, your work will become more meaningful, your creativity will flow, and your ability to thrive, not just survive, will increase exponentially. As we wrap up this episode, remember that you don't have to do this alone. Helper offers curated mental wellness content, guided challenges to help you build resilience, and peer mentorship to support you in navigating the tough times. You are more than just your job, and your mental health deserves care and attention, just like any other part of your life. Thank you so much for joining today. Take a breath, set a boundary, and give yourself permission to take care of the most important asset you have, that is your mental health. You deserve it. Bye.